previously.
And this latest fiasco, Morrison came back here looking like an anchovy pizza.
I'm perfectly well aware of the fact that my programs failed. I had to put that boy on the plane back to Seattle. So don't tell me I don't feel the responsibility.
Any word yet on who's being asked back for third year?
This goes up at 8:30 in the morning.
Do you know what it's like going through life knowing that you're not well liked? I hate it.
Even I would be a big man in that place. Hey, Doc, hold that Vader. Excuse me, watch your toes. Third floor, please. You know it doesn't hurt when the heat is on to use a double blast at the oven. Don't think about it. This is the most important piece of life-saving equipment in this hospital.
Come on in. Luther?
I got it.
At last. I ordered this for you months ago.
Well, it's too small to be the new magnetic resonance scanner.
How about an air conditioner?
Oh.
A little reprieve from the Boston
That's
summer.
great, Daniel, thank you.
Set it up, Luther.
All right.
You know, I think we should have gone with a medical van to pick him up.
I told you he was perfectly clear. He didn't want a big fuss made.
I can't wait to see Father McCabe again. A lot of catching up to do.
We'll have plenty of time.
Well, 2 days before he heads north to that retirement home. Daniel, he gave me so much support when I was growing up. Need his advice again. Come on, let's go on.
I'll stop by Mark's office.
Okay.
Be cool.
It's time.
For what?
Father McCabe. By the way, we have a problem.
Which is?
Mr. Lucas.
Who's that?
Bilateral interstitial pneumonia.
Oh.
His condition's gotten worse. I'm gonna have to put him on antibiotics.
He needs an open lung biopsy.
What are you doing?
Well, what does it look like I'm doing?
Struggling. Here, let me help.
My hand's healing remarkably well. I should be back at full throttle, working on all cylinders in a week or two.
Excelsior.
Spare me your Latin platitudes.
No. Excelsior.
My Cushing left anterior descending artery award. Alan broke the old one playing interior decorator.
Mark, will you never learn? I never permit Catherine to touch my private things.
Yeah, well, forgive and forget. After all, Ellen is under so much stress. The idea is to get her out of town for a few days. We're going to Philly this afternoon.
Ah, stroll down memory lane.
Yeah, I haven't been back to Penn for years. I want to see where my alumni dollars are going.
Coming to see Father McCabe?
Yeah, in a minute.
Lunching today? Can, a meeting with a guy who wants a vasectomy. Ouch. Well, I guess you won't be ordering the grilled capon. What's the big deal? Well, I wouldn't let me do that to me. What are you going to say to him? About what? Well, you're not going to let the poor slob go through with the procedure, are you?
The sky's falling.
What's the problem, Chicken Little?
Sitting in my car, reading the Patriot Ledger. The next thing I know, the roof caves in. St. Christopher bounces off the dashboard and hits me here.
Why didn't I go to Boston, General? Well, what fell in your car, sir?
An air conditioner.
Cold blue in the morgue? What? Yeah, I'm serious. I need help, stat.
Donald Westfall, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Come on!
I ain't boxing with you.
You're gonna run into pain and disappointment your whole life. If you don't learn to face up to it, you're gonna get the tar beat out of you every time. Now let's go. I know you love your family, Donald. It's been 10 years. Time to get on with your life.
Reason for what happened.
God hurts growing up.
I'll show you hurt.
marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Bum, 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 bum.
Nice to see you.
You're a sight for sore eyes yourself. Hug me, lad. You know I won't break. Meet Proud Eagle, my nursemaid.
Nurse.
My arms, my legs, my friend. Donald Westfall. Can you believe that was what's 5 years old with tousled hair? Saint Allegiance, you haven't aged any better than me. Let's go inside.
This your first trip to Boston, is it?
Yeah.
And he's dying to see Fenway. Can you finagle a seat?
Do my best.
Joseph.
Oh, Daniel. How are you? Proud Eagle, if you please.
What the hell's going on?
It's me. Help me get him up on the table.
Yeah, Louis. Where's the chart?
What chart? Check the toe tag. Here, Sarah. Take over from me here. Looks like he's coming around. Louis, would you get a gurney in here? Who got cut from the residency program?
Oh, Lidvac's gone, that punk Brewster. Oh, get this. O'Brien from surgery.
She find another hospital?
Yeah, New York.
She won't last 13 weeks in New York.
Well, Jack, I think we broke a new ground here. We've actually brought one back from the dead.
We'd have this little present made for you, Joseph.
Thanks. Now you can take St. Alicia's with you.
Well, I'm not going to take St. Allegiance anywhere. I've got a confession for you, boys. After my checkup here, I'm going to the home for useless and discarded priests. And die.
Anybody home?
Would you like to see our brand new magnetic resonance scanner?
Sounds grand. What is it?
A more advanced CAT scan. It'll be in full operation tomorrow.
In the old days, whenever we got a new sizable piece of hardware, we all said a prayer.
That calls for a dedication ceremony. Would you preside?
I'd be honored.
Well, would you like to see the scanner now, or do you want to get comfortable in your room first?
Oh, let's see the surgical suites. Who's chief of surgery now that the Median is gone? Mark Crane. You're joking.
Luther, I still need
Later.
Later?
DOA. Jenkins was DOA, Jack.
And became AAKAA. Alive and kicking after arrival.
Don't blame me. Blame the guy who wheeled him down to the morgue in the first place, or the dealer with the stepped-on drugs, or his mother for smoking after sex, but don't blame me.
I always wanted to live in Video Village.
Screwed up, Axelrod, admit it.
I did not screw up. And most because I'm back from vacation for just a week. I'm a little rusty, a little lax.
Not a little anything.
Hardy har, yuck.
I found the game board up in the attic of my parents' house. There's only a few pieces missing.
Yeah, like Monty Hall.
At least he survived.
Survived? Let's make a deal was on for like 10 years.
You would not believe what I found up there in the attic of my parents' house. My whole youth. In boxes, 20 years, perfectly preserved. You help me get in touch with who I am.
Gee, that's great, Jack. You owe me $500.
What?
Double sixes on the dice.
First, I really hated the idea of coming back to Boston.
Tell me about it.
Okay. You know, we choose to leave our families, right? And that can be a good thing out in the world. We discover who we are as individuals. And even though bad things may happen, when we decide to go home, our place at the table's been set, and we get taken care of. And then I remembered here at St. Eligius, it's the same thing. You're in my family, too. You know?
We're doing this by the numbers, so if you have any questions, don't be bashful.
Okay.
Okay. I finished shaving the area of incision. Okay, now this may bite a little, and it's going to get tray hot for about 10 seconds.
Wow. Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3, Mississippi...
Almost done.
8. Tell me, you didn't go to one of those mail-order Caribbean med schools, did you?
See? I'm going to have you out of here in a matter of minutes.
Before we go any further, there isn't anything else you forgot to tell me.
Let's see. Scrotal sac and penis may turn black and blue.
You kidding? For how long?
Week or two. Little oozing of blood from the incision. Scabbing. Maybe some swelling in the cords, marble-sized.
Anything else?
Listen, this is a very routine procedure that almost always goes right.
And if it doesn't?
We're talking grapefruits.
Great thing about having Lou Gehrig's disease is that you never get tired. You're always tired. Oh, the man was a pip of a hitter, and that's an admission for a Red Sox fan.
Would you like me to put your pajamas on?
Not yet, thanks, Proud Eagle. And as for you, I trained you to be a doctor, not a tour guide. Don't you do any medicine around here?
You'll see firsthand. This afternoon on rounds, you're going to be our guest star.
Guinea pig, you mean?
See you later.
Oh, you can take my sweater off now, Proud Eagle.
I guess I'll be toddling along myself.
Oh, wait a bit, would you, Daniel? You know, I was the youngest of 11.
I know.
It took me 90 years, but I'm a baby again. You know, in 1955, when Cardinal Cushing drop-kicked me out of this hospital, I landed flat on my face in the Arizona desert. A Boston potato transplanted to the sand. I thought I'd rot.
Tell the truth, I thought St. Eligius would too.
Oh, no. You've done a beautiful job.
Around town we're known as St. Elsewhere, dumping ground.
I went to the Southwest with a satchel full of aggression. Big city politics. I was going to improve the lot of the tribe.
How noble of you.
One time before dawn, I was standing in the unfinished foundation of a school we were building, impatient because the wheelbarrows were still full of adobe bricks. I looked up and saw the beauty of the sunrise obscured. Now, storms don't come often to the desert, but when they do, Uma Yoi Upta, as the Hopis say. Scaffolding, bricks, dirt blowing all over the place. And just as suddenly the tempest passed, leaving all my work in chaos. But the desert was still the same. Peaceful, eternal.
Is it time to give Dr. Oshlander his present?
Oh, to be sure. That's why I asked you to wait.
Since you're the chief of services, we thought you deserve this Cheyenne headdress.
Oh, goodness. Goodness. How do I look?
Like Calvin Coolidge.
Mark, vacation means slow, relax. We landed, we checked in, and now you're hustling me down the street.
Well, I didn't come here to sit in a suite at the Four Seasons.
Yeah, but why right away do we have to do a tour of the University Hospital?
A courtesy call. Would Margaret Thatcher visit Washington and not drop in at the White House?
Is there anyone in particular you want to see?
Well, I thought I'd drop in on my good friend Todd Sweeney.
Hmm?
You know, Sweeney, the specialist.
Uh-huh. Okay. Let's go see good old Todd.
I didn't invite you.
I was under the impression we were on this holiday together.
You've always hated this hospital, remember? Or are you going to relive fond memories of blowing homecoming dinner all over the ER?
All right. I'll go to the store at Houston Hall.
Don't buy me another tie. How much red and blue does one man need?
I was planning on getting something for Barbara.
We should have brought her with us.
No, Mark, this is our weekend. Besides, the Galeckis need some time with their granddaughter, too.
Yeah. I'll meet you at Smoky Joe's in 1 hour.
Mark, wouldn't Barbara look cute with a bib? Class 2007.
I told you, Ellen, she's going to Harvard. She's not going to make the same mistake I made.
Can anyone explain the pathophysiology of a myotrophic lateral sclerosis?
The nerves that stimulate the muscles progressively degenerate, often causing scar-like tissue. As the motor neurons die, the brain loses its ability to direct the muscle movements and creates weakness and atrophy.
I'll tell you what it really is. It's a pain in the keister.
In 5% of the cases, ALS seems to be inherited. Each child of the person that carries the dominant gene has a 50-50 chance of developing the disease.
Well, it seems that in my case, celibacy was at least good for something. Hope. There's always hope. And where there's hope, there's Crosby. I was reading recently that with genetic engineering, it may be possible to isolate the aberrant gene and correct its malfunctioning. In Arizona, I tried everything, including snake venom.
We should let you rest.
It's an honor to meet you, sir.
You interns. I mean residents. You're the soul of this building. That's why we made St. Eligius a teaching hospital. There will always be a current of youth pulsing through these halls. If I could, I'd raise my hands to bless you. But take my word for it. I wish you the joy of healing and the joy of a good limerick.
Bye, Father.
I'll check in on you later. I want to chew the fat a bit with you.
All right.
He's everything you said he was, but I can't help but feel sorry for him.
Carol, that man is still too vital to pity. Luther, thank you for installing the air conditioner.
Don't mention it to anyone, please.
Dr. Morrison, outside of environmental factors, what else could cause ALS?
Excuse me, sir?
You don't know the answer?
Viruses are a suspected possible factor. Also, inborn errors of metabolism, producing abnormal forms of hormones and other body chemicals.
Excellent. Welcome back. Rounds are over. Thank you.
You here?
Yeah?
What?
Changed my mind.
He's the best I could do.
Oh, I appreciate it. How's Joe behaving?
Remarkably well. He's still as funny and positive as I remember him.
Yeah, he puts on a good show. But when you're with him every day, you can see how depressed he really is. Ever since his illness was diagnosed, he's been talking about the past.
Oh, that's to be expected.
Not for McCabe. I grew up at his knee, like you did. He lives for the future. Sometimes I think maybe it's just me. That if Joe could manage it, he'd kill himself.
say you hit a picture?
Yeah, right jab. Shattered the glass. I went immediately to Boston General, endowed up the wazoo with art gallery walls. You know what they have to show for it? A minor league emergency facility.
Why didn't you go to your own hospital?
Olin Stanley's got too big a mouth. Then I went to see a specialist at Bernheimer Memorial, Peter Shabeta. What that guy knows about hands you could put in a thimble.
So you decided to see me?
You're the best orthopod in the country.
Thanks, coming from you, that's practically sainthood.
Besides, you were the only guy at Sigma Chi who knew how to tap a keg.
Let's have a look. Nasty scar. But there appears to be a good functional result.
Everything works. Yeah. When you use the hand, it causes painful spasms right down to my fingertips. I completely lost fine control.
Now, there's always the possibility of nerve entrapment and damage in the scar.
What do you think?
I don't make snap judgments.
Oh, I get it. You don't know. Same song I got from everybody else. No one knows.
Maybe I should... No. You want me to consult with Tom Smeating? He's the handman at Hanneman.
Whatever you have to do.
I'll take some pictures and send them over. Then you come and see me tomorrow.
Todd, cards on the table. Do you know what it's like lying to your colleagues, to your wife, saying everything's fine?
Mark, I can't promise.
The others said I'd never operate again. You gotta help me.
Eagle told me you were down here.
Damn disease. Can't even blow my own nose.
Here you go.
I feel very foolish.
You're allowed.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm Father Joseph McCabe, builder of dreams. Look at my picture back there, smiling jackass. Always ready with a funny line and a bit of bloody advice. There's some spittle on my chin. Thanks.
I've been waiting for us to be alone since you got here. I need your advice. Last Thursday, at a board meeting, we argued about continuing a community service program that I started. I knew the chances were pretty bleak going in, but I figured that passion might sway the vote. Well, right in the middle of it, I get a call, an emergency at my son's school. Well, by the time I got back from my office, the whole board had bonded against me. I lost my temper, my sense of humor, and the program. Well, I'm trying to take care of too many things. I'm not solving anything.
What's happened to you, lad?
I think I'm turning into someone I don't like very much.
And you want me to give you an easy solution?
Be nice.
You still go to church, Donald?
No, not in years.
I can't perform the Mass anymore. So I sit in a pew, and I taste the body of Christ, and I sip his blood, and I don't feel anything. I am his cursed servant. I'm left with a cogent mind and a wasted body.
Well, at least you have some understanding of what's happening to you.
I have no answers for you. No snippets from the gospel.
Come on, don't say that. Father, I need your help to get myself back on track.
Well, the Westfall heritage, you're so busy creating problems for yourselves, you never know a real problem when you see it.
Well, what about you? Hiding behind that collar, pontificating, knowing what's best for everybody?
All I know is I'm a victim of God's great practical joke. He's taken away the purpose of my life. If your life is a mess, at least you can do something about that.
You're right. You're no help at all.
I don't know what it is about this place. Every time I'm here, I feel like singing and dancing.
Go ahead.
No, I can't sing.
No, really, Mark, you have a lovely voice. No, I hear you in the shower and in the nursery with Barbara. You know something? All the years we've been married, you've never once sung for me.
Can you believe that they moved the Liberty Bell?
Down to the mall. They built a pavilion especially for it.
Yeah, why bother? Thing's no good. It's got a crack in it.
Oh, Mark, the same old line. Every time we come here, you say the same thing.
Yeah, and every time you laugh.
Well, I guess once you get back into familiar surroundings, you react the way you used to.
Oh, don't get sappy, Ellen. Independence Hall is the only place I can use that joke.
You know, I hate to admit it, but I was very nervous about coming back to Philadelphia.
Why?
Well, we spent so much time here when we were in college. So full of vinegar. I think I was afraid that I might not measure up to the person I once was.
Most beautiful girl at Penn.
I know. After Candace Bergen.
I don't know what you saw in me. I was obnoxious and disliked.
Underneath that cocky veneer was a very vulnerable boy who needed me.
Hey, what brought that on?
Do I have to have a reason to kiss my husband?
Ellen, there's something I haven't told you.
About your hand.
Yes.
It's worse than you said.
Sweeney should have the results of his consult by now.
Would you mind if I came along?
I'd like you to. How did you know about my hand?
Why else would we come to Philadelphia in the middle of the summer? It's too warm.
Warm? It's hot as hell in Philadelphia. There. Now, don't ever say that I never sang for you again.
Anything about the disappearance of the air conditioner from the nurse's lounge?
Absolutely, positively no.
Well, after you finish scrubbing Colleen Clark's room, perhaps you could find us a replacement.
Nurse Rosenthal, I can't.
Oh, I think you can. Because if I inform purchasing, an investigation will ensue, and the air will thicken with intrigue, much like it is in the nurse's lounge right now. Questions will be asked. Orderlies will be indicted.
AC will be coming ASAP.
I wanted you to know that I'm going to take this afternoon off.
Well, I don't care, Jack, as long as someone's covering for you.
Well, I know this is kind of short notice, but well, you know, are you busy around 5:30?
Well, if it's like any other day, yes, I am. I think I have a committee meeting unless Dr. Arslander flips the time on me. I don't... Why, what's this about?
No, never mind. No, I can find someone else.
Jack, what's up?
Well, I'm going down to City Hall. It's no big deal. Wish me luck.
Excuse me. Donald, guess what? Your daughter just called. She's bringing Tommy over here.
What happened?
Okay, fine.
I don't know. It's something about a washing machine.
Well, okay, good luck, Jack.
Thanks.
Thanks. This meeting agrees. You've entrapped the sensory branch of the radial nerve in the scar.
I know that. We were in the same anatomy class, remember?
Vividly.
Every time I use the hand, the nerve is irritated, causing the pain. But there's got to be some possibility of freeing the nerve.
We have one option surgically. Destroy the nerve, which would leave you with no sensation in the area.
Oh, that's a great option. Look, maybe those idiots over at Boston General left something in the wound, a piece of glass, anything.
X-rays say no.
Have you considered peripheral neuropathy?
Come on, Mark, you've had trauma to the area. What you're experiencing now is directly related to that. Look, this may go away on its own.
Todd, when we were here in school together, you could practically turn water into wine. So don't tell me there's nothing you can do.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's great. That makes everything just peachy keen.
Mark, what happened?
Sweetie, it's not as good as I thought he was.
Oh, darling.
Don't darling me, I'm through.
We'll figure something out, Mark.
We'll do nothing of the kind.
We're in this together.
Take your damn hands off me. Just leave me alone.
Next time, wear the motorcycle helmet on your head instead of worrying about your hair.
I'm honored, and I'm thrilled.
You're not my first choice.
Oh, don't take the last bloom off the rose, Jack. And you don't take the last pickle out of the jar, okay?
Meet me at 5:30.
What's happening at 5:30?
You're covering for me.
Give me one good reason why I should cover for
As
you.
a favor.
Forget it.
Jenkins was DOA, Jack. DOA.
That's blackmail.
Call it what you will.
Then tell me what's happening at 5:30.
He's getting married.
Don't pull my other leg, Wayne.
I'm picking up my new car.
Really? What make?
Dr. Morrison, call the page operator. Dr. Jack.
Take over for me.
You should have come to me. My cousin Pee-wee has a Datsun dealership. I could have gotten you a deal. Next time you wear the helmet instead of worrying about your hair, okay?
Can you do this? Okay? Come on, let's try. Here we go. Come on, once more. Okay? Here we go. Come on. Catch it.
A solarium. What a wonderful thing to have done for the polio isolation ward. So this is your son?
Yep. Tommy.
Named after your father.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up to meet him.
What's his problem?
He's autistic.
Ah.
We manage.
Otherwise he's healthy?
Yeah. Almost perfect.
Listen, Donnie, about last night.
Come on, I apologize too. Here, stop it. Slow down. Slow down.
He's got a good arm, eh?
Now, Tommy. I'm sorry, proud. Here you go, Tommy. Come on. Stop it. Stop it.
Tommy. Tommy, lad. Let him go. Come to me, lad. God love you.
shoes on the other foot. You get it? First time we met, I was sitting in that very place. Skimmer weekend, crying over a broken pump. Oh, well, I tell you one thing, the view sure has changed. I don't remember what was over there, but it sure wasn't that ugly library. Maybe it was a Horn and Hardart, These kids are too young to be in college, Mark. I talked to Dr. Sweeney. You know, the first thing I remember about you was your shoes. Two-tone wingtip, shiny. They were so clean, I thought you were in the military. You asked me if I was injured, and you said you were going to be a doctor. And I thought, well, not very original, but sincere.
Maybe if I never come to this school, if I hadn't been so consumed with the future and trying to achieve some kind of perfection, I mean, you can't even get your hands on. Maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Now listen, Mark. Whenever you've been faced with defeat, fumbling your first surgery or losing your heart transplant patient, even the horror of Stephen's death, you've risen above the pain, you've gotten stronger, you've gotten more alive. This isn't the end of the world, it's just another obstacle to overcome. "35 years ago, I fell in love with you on this very spot."
Are you sorry you did?
Oh, for crying out loud, come on.
Relief is on the way.
Jack, slow down. One knee injury is enough in a doctor's career.
I want to be late.
Richard Jenkins, 3162, wants to see you.
Who? Oh, no. He's not my patient.
Yes, he is. By default. The guy from the morgue you resuscitated.
I gotta go.
So go. 3162. I've been on hold for 10 minutes.
Hey, I thought I was covering for you.
I am fit to be tied.
Daniel, what's the matter?
Some hooligan stole the air conditioner out of my office.
Well, maybe that hooligan thought you were going home early, which you have done every day this week to take an afternoon dip with Mrs. Ausland.
I enjoy lapping with Catherine.
In any case, the hooligan will find a replacement.
I don't want to know how. Just put an end to this roundelay.
So you're the one. When you picked me up, I thought sweet Jesus was carrying me through the pearly gates.
Yeah, well, you don't have to thank me.
I'm not. The overdose was no mistake.
Huh?
As soon as I get on my feet, I'm gonna try it again.
Oh, yeah? Well, not around here you won't, because if you do, we're just gonna save you again.
Don't threaten me.
Mr. Jenkins, we have all had times in our life when everything went wrong and tried to find some way to stop the pain. Drugs, suicide. Just when you think there are no answers, something or somebody comes along. The world is full of possibilities. I gotta go.
Ma, what are you doing back so soon from the city of brotherly love?
It started to rain. All it ever does in that town is rain. They should hand you an umbrella at the Jersey border.
Still, returning to the scenes of your youth must have been invigorating.
Meant nothing to me. Ellen, on the other hand, couldn't get enough.
Really?
Of the town. Boy, Daniel, your mind is in the gutter.
How's your hand?
Never better. Check with Todd Sweeney. He said with some intensive physical therapy and a little luck, I should be back on the board 2 weeks tops. I'm not a quitter, Daniel.
Never suggested you were.
A little thing like this is not going to slow down Mark Craig. By the way, how is Mr. Lucas?
He didn't respond to the antibiotics. He's going to need a lung biopsy.
I told you so. I'll go give him a look.
Father McCabe will be dedicating the new scanner shortly.
Yeah, I'll be right there. Oh, for crying out loud.
Sorry I'm late.
You're not the only one. Who's sorry? Who's late?
You know, I once read about a guy who sat for 5 years in a prison cell waiting for his trial. Completely forgotten by the system.
Where was that, in Istanbul?
No, Houston. Here. This bud's for you.
Sorry, I was riding the subway and I got lost somewhere down the line.
Wayne, it's Joanne.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Thanks for helping us out.
Now I'll help you in. Right this way. Okay.
Which one of you is John Morrison?
He is.
And you're Joanne McFadden?
Yes. Oh, she is.
And you're?
Wayne Fiscus. Best man, once removed.
Well, this is the kind of life-term sentence I like to give out. There it is. You stand right here, my dear, and John, right over here. And Mr. Fiscus, right here.
Dr. Fiscus.
Frightening. Let's begin. Excuse me, sir. Would it be okay if I hold her hand? I think we'd all prefer that. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here in the presence of this witness to join John Steinbeck Morrison and Joanne McFadden in lawful matrimony.
How are you?
Happy. I'm happy. The family is the foundation of human fellowship. Therefore, matrimony is to be entered into reverently and in love.
Donald? Oh, Father? Donald, I made an important decision. I'm not going out to pasture.
Going back to the reservation?
Yeah. I thought I came to Boston to die. I was wrong. I've been reborn.
Come on, I'll walk you down.
Would you care for a truffle?
No, thank you. Bittersweet is a terrible thing to do to a cocoa bean. What a lovely woman.
$40 ago, you let me knock the stuffing out of you. Guess I've been waiting all these years for you to start swinging back. And what you said last night, Father, about all the pieces for happiness being laid out in front of me.
Well, Donnie, it's your life. Only you can put the puzzle together.
Well, I'm starting.
Just seems to me you're spending a little too much time behind that desk. You're a wonderful doctor, Donna. Be one. And take care of that family of yours.
I will.
Now, in spite of my reputation, I'm not going to make a long speech. Well, not too long. This room has always been a place where we handled head trauma. Of course, in my day, that meant a white table, a basin, and a damp cloth. Today, well, they tell me that this machine will give us a three-dimensional cross-section of the brain. Miraculous. However, the basis of medicine is not a computer printout, but the mind that created it. The rational mind that knows what to do with the information, the compassionate mind that teaches and consoles and loves. I tell you that because I almost forgot it. Losing the use of my body's been a terrible ordeal. But if I had to choose between that and the loss of my mind, well, there's so much to do. All of us touch so many people in our work. And as far as I know, there's no better reason for being alive.
Here, juice.
Proud, Eagle, if you please.